Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I do hope you're having a wonderful day. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And that's the only thing that I ask of my great following. And it really helps the channel grow and the message go to more people. So thank you very much for that. Now, quick note on one of the real MOASS, BBIG. I don't know what happened, but last time I checked, they were down 45% just today, and they've been down and down and down ever since they were called the real MOASS. A lot of people push that stock higher and basically are now left holding the bags. But today I would like to discuss a bit in more detail what this AMC situation really means. And you know that the settlement has been done, so it's going to be $129 million that AMC is going to pay, which is basically pennies on the stock for people. But as I've been mentioning, the company has been burning cash like it's going out of style. And what amazes me the most is that when Adam Aron recently tweeted something like that this decision being taken was actually such a good thing to happen. It's terrific relief because the company's survival was at stake, and he got a lot of backlash for that. And the funniest part that I think is that he got backlash for the first one of the few times he actually said the truth. That's the funniest part, because when he was talking about when AMC was dropping these press releases talking about that a lot of their competitors were going bankrupt, like Cineworld and Regal, etc., but they were being kept afloat because of their excellence in management. Now all of a sudden they were almost bankrupt. So what happened to this excellence of management? Of course, there was no excellence of management. It was just a lot of money put in by a lot of people. That was it that actually saved the company, the apes. Now I was looking at what is actually, by the way, they also burned another 300 million in cash this year. And despite already raising about, it was I think $420 million with Ape in the first place, but they were already burning cash, and I think their cash on balance was down to 435 million, which, taking into account AMC's cash burning style, that would mean probably less than 12 months left of cash. Now with this decision, what's going to happen? So you have about $519 million shares of AMC outstanding, and there are certain rules about issuing more shares. So what's going to happen is Ape, which is about 1 billion shares, is going to merge into AMC, and AMC will go from 500 million shares to 1.5 billion shares. And the apes will be diluted in about 90%. 90%. So it's going to be major dilution. They will raise a lot of cash, so AMC will stay afloat for longer. But if management keeps doing the same thing, which is losing money hand over fist and burning cash like it's going out of style, the same thing is going to happen. With the difference that this time around it will happen faster because interest rates are higher. So if they manage to repay the debt and then issue new debt, if they are losing money, they need new debt to keep the business afloat. Now this time will be faster because interest rates and interest payments are higher, and because the lenders are already well aware of AMC's lack of performance. Now another thing that was guaranteed, and this is the most important part, is I'm pretty sure that the apes will be diluted extremely aggressively, by the way. But I get a feeling that the executive management salaries and compensation packages will not only, it will either stay the same at millions and millions of dollars or probably be raised. This is the sad part. Because once again, the people who are going to suffer are the AMC people, are the apes, are the retail investors. Now, I've seen some YouTubers saying, I'll just give an example of how, I don't know if this is stupidity or if this is just purposely trying to deceive you, but they say things like there are trillions of shares, synthetic shares, fake shares. Now, listen carefully. Trillions of shares. So if that is true, and the AMC price is what? $3.50. Let's say there's 10 trillion shares out there. Do you understand then that actually apes own 30, let's say it's 3.5, that apes would own $35 trillion in shares? Do you understand that the maximum apes that there are in the world at any given moment was something like 10 million? So basically you're saying that those 10 million retail people, like, right, people like me and you, own something worth more than the entire US economy, which is the largest economy in the world. How is this possible? Like, that is my point. You see, these people say the most outrageous things to make you feel confident into buying any share that they are recommending for whatever reason they are recommending it, probably not very good reasons, just to get your clicks and your views, and they convince you based on this kind of nonsense stuff look, I feel pretty comfortable. There are not trillions and trillions of shares outstanding. I cannot prove it. Like, if you ask me, can you prove it? No, of course I cannot prove it. But just if you think about the math behind it, you're telling me then 10 million people who are supposed to be average people all of a sudden own a wealth greater than the entire US economy. Look, sure, anything is possible. But what I'm trying to say with this is I'm not trying to convince you to buy, sell, do whatever with AMC. What I'm trying to say is actually pretty simple. Number one, these YouTubers will tell you anything to convince you to buy, and then they will manipulate your feelings and your emotions back and forth. And the only thing they want from you is ad revenue and course money and all of this stuff. Number two, apes will again be extremely diluted, but I get a feeling that the executive management will get paid more, or at least the same, that they've been paying right now, which is in the case of Adam Aron, he makes more money than the NVIDIA CEO. 3, if AMC continues on the same path, which is loss-making and burning cash like they're going out of style, couple more years, 3 more years, 4 more years, 2 more years, 5 more years, who knows, they will be back in the same situation. Why? Very simple. If you spend more money than the one that you collect, you need to borrow or dilute shareholders. That's it. And once you exhaust the lenders, you have the shareholders. So when Adam Aron was saying that the future of the company was at jeopardy and they were going to face liquidity challenges, meaning actually going bankrupt, he was not lying. You just need to look at the simple financial statement of AMC, and that becomes extremely obvious. But in any case, it's just so funny how things end up in the place that you thought. But, what do I know? Maybe it's better to just go all in AMC at 60. I don't know. What do I know? So guys, thank you very much for your attention today, and I'll catch you in the next one.